Hey friends, welcome or welcome back. My name is Shannon, and today we are going to continue on with this little series that I've been doing where I am blaming other factors than myself for books that I have purchased. Now, this is all in good fun. I am fully responsible for all my financial decisions, so don't come at me. But the first video that I did was the cover made me buy it. You know, the cover that you see from across the bookstore attracts you to the book. And then I did a video on the title. All right, well, after you see the cover, you're looking at the title. Well, that title is intriguing. The title made me buy it. And now, what do you do after you look at the cover, you look at the title, maybe you look at the back of the book, and if there's nothing in the back of the book, what do you do next? You read the first page or the first line. So here we're going to talk about how the first line made me buy the book. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 books here where the first line grabbed me for whatever reason. So let's get started. The first book is Role Playing by Clara Drummond. And this is translated from the Portuguese by Daniel Hahn. And Clara Drummond is a Brazilian author. Vivian is a curator, not just at her gallery gig in Rio de Janeiro, but in every aspect of her life. Her apartment has designer armchairs. Her wallet is comme des garçons. Everything is selected and arranged, even her lovers and friends. In Vivian's world, everything comes in excess, including her own caustic self-awareness. But she is fond of gay men, the one type of human you can properly get along with as equals. So, I mean, I'm not crazy about this cover, so the cover is definitely not going to make me buy this. And in the title, yeah, I mean, it's fine. And the first line is, I'm a misandrist and a misogynist. I've got no patience for men or for women. I mean, nothing against them, as they say. I just don't want anything to do with them. I never have anything to talk about, and I feel constantly like I'm being patronizing. Either that or it's them patronizing me. Okay. I'm very intrigued by this. I want to know more about this narrator and why she just basically dislikes everybody. So the first line made me buy it. Role Play by Clara Drummond. Next we have It Lasts Forever and Then It's Over by Anne de Marcken. And I believe this is some type of zombie novel. And the back doesn't tell me too much what it's about, but we've got a blurb here. The heroine of this haunting spare novel is voraciously alive in the afterlife. Adrift yet keenly aware, our undead narrator notes every bizarre detail of her new reality. And so the first line is, I lost my left arm today. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but I have an undead narrator who just lost her left arm. Well, how is she going to get on? I really want to know. So first line made me buy this. Next we have Open Throat by Henry Hoke. And if the cover wasn't going to get me, I did enjoy the synopsis. And so here we have a queer and dangerously hungry mountain lion who lives in the drought-devastated land under the Hollywood sign. Lonely and fascinated by humanity's foibles, the lion spends their days protecting a nearby homeless encampment, observing hikers complain about their trauma, and in quiet moments grappling with the complexities of their gender identity, memories of a vicious father, and the indignities of sentience. Very interesting. So the first line is, I've never eaten a person, but today I might. Well, I really want to find out if this mountain lion goes on to eat people. Next is Playboy by Constance Debre. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I apologize. This is a French author, and it's translated by Holly James from the French. Playboy is the first volume of Constance Debre's renowned debut trilogy that describes the narrator's decision at age 43 to abandon her marriage, her legal career, and her bourgeois Parisian life to become a lesbian and a writer. So that seems really interesting. I believe it's autofiction. I don't believe that this is a memoir. I believe it's fiction, but based upon the author's life. And the first line is, I didn't even dare use my tongue the first time I kissed a girl. So it seems very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to getting into this. Next is This Is Happiness by Niall Williams. I probably should have looked that up, how to pronounce the name. But this Niall Williams is an Irish author, and this is about a small village in Ireland. Nobody in the small forgotten village of Faha remembers when it started. Rain on the western seaboard was a condition of living. Now, just as Father Coffee proclaims the coming of electricity, it is stopping. 17-year-old Noel Crowe is standing outside his grandparents' house shortly after the rain has stopped when he encounters Christy for the first time. Though he can't explain it, Noel knows right then something has changed. So it's probably some sort of, coming of age young man story, first falling in love. And the reason I picked it up, there's plenty of books, coming of age books about, boys and girls falling in love. But the reason I picked it up is because the first line, it had stopped raining. So you're thinking that first line is like, who cares about that first line? But the reason I chose it is because the first line is the whole chapter. Chapter 1, it had stopped raining. Stop. So that is why I picked it up. It's not like it was some sort of, momentous first line, but I liked the fact that it was the entire chapter is just the one line. So first line made me buy it. Next we have We Love the Nightlife by Rachel Koller Croft. And I do love this cover. It is a great cover. And the title is great as well. So two things already in their favor. And I now, every time I look at this title, I have the song in my head. You know the song. So it's now going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day. Anyway, what is this about? London, 1979, the year I was born. Two women with a deep love of disco meet one fateful night on the dance floor, changing the course of both their lives forever. Nicola, a beautiful and brooding vampire for nearly 2 centuries, can't resist fun-loving and feisty Amber from America, ultimately offering her an eternity together where the glamour of nightlife always takes center stage. But all is not what it seems. Nearly 50 years later, after an unexpected betrayal, Amber wants out from under Nicola's thumb. But Amber realizes it won't be so simple to break up this festering friendship when she learns others have done the same and wound up dead. Okay, well, that sounds fun. So, what is the first line, you ask? I should have known the party was over when she casually suggested killing my husband back in 1981. Okay. Well, did she kill her husband? I want to know. And why did the other person suggest killing her husband? I really want to know. And now I'm going to be singing that song in my head for the rest of the day. Okay, the last book. I saved the most shocking or filthy for last. But this is the book that actually inspired me to make this video because, all right, well, let's first just tell you what the book is. And the book is The Most Famous Girl in the World by Iman Hariri-Kia. I hope I'm saying that correctly. And this, the cover's fine. I didn't adore it, but let's hear what it's about. It's been 2 years since Rose, a first-generation Middle Eastern American functional train wreck and reporter for online journal The Shred, wrote the investigative article that exposed Poppy as a socialite grifter. Normally, one of her articles going viral would be a cause for celebration, but the highly publicized trial that followed turned Poppy into the internet's favorite celebrity. And Rose has been reeling from the aftermath ever since. Although Poppy served her time for defrauding some of the richest, most powerful men in the world, Rose knows this is the only tip of the iceberg for Poppy's crimes. She just can't prove it yet. Now, the synopsis is fine. I wasn't, blown away by the synopsis. I wasn't blown away by the cover or the title. And so you're like, okay, well, you bought this for a reason, and that would be the first line. And the first line is what made me come up with the idea for this video. When I learned that Poppy Hastings, née Watts, is being released from prison, I'm in the middle of getting my asshole waxed. I'm so sorry. It's just so stupid. It's so stupid. And I read that And I was laughing hysterically in the bookstore. Like, I just could not stop laughing. I don't know why that is so funny to me. She's in the middle of getting a Brazilian wax. And if you've ever had a Brazilian wax, okay. So the first line made me buy this book. I was not that attracted by the cover. The synopsis was fine, but it was the first line. Definitely made me laugh hysterically in the bookstore, and I just had to buy it to see what the rest of the story is about. So the title made me buy it. So that is all I have for you today. Have you read any of these books? Are there any books that you have purchased because you were so attracted by the first line? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if I should prioritize any of these books. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining, and have a great day. Bye.